Hey there, wild one. What if the reason you feel stuck is because you've stopped seeing yourself clearly? How about a breath of fresh air to clear out those cobwebs instead? Welcome to the first step in the elemental map of you, a 5-part journey through the inner elements of sovereignty and soul. Air comes first, but the circle is waiting. This is where we begin mapping your truth, your power, and your presence through air, fire, water, earth, and ether. This circle is the first step in a new way to create, love on, and run your business through knowing yourself and your connection with your business. We're going to begin with air, the element of clarity, the breath, the whisper, the wind that moves through you and says, "Wake up, it's time." Picture this. I'm at my altar, incense is burning, coffee is half drunk, candles flickering next to my laptop, part mystic, part rebel, fully done with business as usual. This is Awaken Your Biz Goddess, a podcast for wild-hearted women who never fit the mold and aren't about to start now. I'm Awaken, intuitive biz coach, sacred space holder, and your guide on the pathless path. Come as you are, leave lit up. Let us begin. You know those moments when you feel disconnected from your life, business, or yourself, but you can't explain why or even really what it is? I mean, you're doing all the things, answering the emails, folding the laundry, working with clients, managing your mess, but you're not there. Autopilot is the antithesis of that awareness needed for our lives. You're off somewhere else. You're in the swirl, the performance, the autopilot. And then one day or one moment or one breath, you stop and you see. That's air. That's awareness. The first return to yourself. If we're just meeting for the first time, I'm Awaken, business coach, mystic mentor, and lantern holder for women in transition. And I'm not here to teach you how to fix yourself. I'm here to guide you to remember what you already know, reclaim what you've been trained to forget, and reorient your life around your own internal compass. Let's get back to air. Air is the element of the east, the direction of sunrise, the clarity after a storm. It's not forceful if you're listening. It doesn't shout if you sit in the quiet of the breeze inside of you. It will whisper, "Hey, you're not present. Come back." And the moment you listen, that's when the shift begins, because air is the mirror for the quality of your mind and how present you are in your thoughts, attitudes, and beliefs. What does air mean? Let's talk about it for a minute. As I said, air is associated with the east. Air brings the energy of the sunrise and all the promises of that new day. When you think about it, it brings with it, ideally, a rested mind and body, an endless parade of possibilities, and of course, coffee. Because air is fresh and new, it has a masculine and active energy associated with it. And in a way, that is how we become disconnected and lose our awareness. That masculine energy wants to stay logical. Not a bad thing, but when we work from intellect only as a woman, where does that intuition fit in? Then we have communication, which is fantastic when you are using it to communicate with yourself too. In a way, I feel that air is great for awareness if you are bringing in your instinctive feminine energy with it, directing it to be used with you and for you, not just being directed by it. You have the control. You have the awareness of which way you want to go, which is where awareness comes in. For me, these awareness moments never seem to look terribly glamorous. They usually come when I'm in the middle of something mundane, like typing away on something and realizing I'm creating from a disconnect and not intuition, which means I'm not in my flow and I'm not really there. Maybe I realized I just said yes to something I don't actually want or want to do. Or noticing that I filled my day with tasks and included my meditation time on my to-do list, like it was something that needed crossing off for the day instead of grounding and centering time for myself. Or worst of all, in my opinion, is arriving somewhere and having no memory of driving there at all, because you get so lost in that negative air aspect of judging yourself or being angry or simply listening to that abusive voice inside that distracts you from your awareness. It can be subtle because to us, it's the background noise of our life. But the awareness, it's the start of everything, because you can't change what you don't notice. And once you do notice, you have a choice. Let me say this clearly. Awareness isn't always fun. Sometimes it shows you how far you've strayed off the path that you want to be on, or how long you've been running or running away, and then seeing how deep the disconnection goes. But I promise you this, awareness is never your enemy. It is always an invitation. It's your heart holding out its hand and saying, "Come talk to me." In tarot, the Lover's card is an elemental air card. And while the main thinking behind the card is coupling up, of course, there is another meaning for it. It is about connection between you and your higher self, you and your guardian angel, you and your guides. It is a higher calling for you to connect with you. Pulling that card right now, I offer you an invitation to pause, to breathe, to listen to the whisper that's already there. Today, I choose to notice without judging. I welcome the pause. I invite the wind in. I breathe. And in that breath, I become aware of myself again. Let that be your spell today, because there's no spellette. Notice what comes up without judgment, with kindness, and notice how the wind blows away the cobwebs and the mists dampening your vision of you. Noticing is an act of coming home and offering up some healthy perspective when communicating with yourself. Keep in mind, your higher self, your guardian angel, and your guides are simply full of love and kindness for you. Use them as a guide for your own perception of you. And if you do want to take this a little deeper, and you probably do because you're here listening to me, here are 3 questions that you can sit with or journal about today. I will have them in the show notes, and you'll be able to copy them from there. You don't have to go back and keep listening. But number 1 is, what have I been pretending not to see? And let me just say, that can be tough, because admitting to yourself that you've been pretending can be uncomfortable. Number 2, what am I doing out of habit and not presence? That's a tough one too, because a lot of our life is habit. So maybe part of awareness is stepping out of the habit and being more aware of that choice. And number 3, what part of me is ready to be witnessed without needing to be fixed? And that's everything that I just talked about. This is just a noticing. This is a witnessing. This is a recognition of who you are, of yourself. There's no need to offer any fix. You're not broken. Fixing is an illusion anyways. What you're doing is getting to know you, bringing yourself along for the awareness ride. Let the wind bring you answers, or more questions, or simply stillness. No answer is wrong. No experience is wrong. It is simply your experience. That's all part of it. And that's going to be it for the introduction to air, goddess. This is just the beginning. Air shows you the truth, and it's up to you to simply witness and allow it to be. Next up, we're going to meet fire, the power to act on what you now see. And oof, does fire have some opinions? Oh my gosh, doesn't it though? If you felt something, if you felt a shift or anything at all during this episode, take a moment to share it. Send it to your BBF, your business best friend, or journal on it, or whisper it to the wind. And if you want more ways to map your way back to you, check out the Mini Biz Witch Grimoire or the Goddess Growth Map, my sacred portals to deepening experiences with yourself. Until next time, stay sovereign, stay soft, and let the wind guide you back to yourself.